Today we're turning every single Sinnoh gym leader into a Pokemon champion, and we've definitely got our work cut out for us. Because that means transforming these Pokemon teams to being on the same level as hers. Can we do it? I sure hope so. I put a lot of thought into these, so let's find out, starting in reverse order with Volkner. His ace is still his Brute of a Pokemon Electivire, keeping the moves Fire Punch for coverage and Giga Impact for aggressive onslaughts. His Raichu is also on the team, but maybe swapping out the Focus Blast for something a little more reliable like Grass Knot. That way it can help counter some heavy ground type adversaries. Luxray and Jolteon also make it on his team, keeping the same movesets as their platinum versions. And now where things get a little interesting, he adds a Rotom to the lineup, but not just any Rotom, Heat Rotom. I thought this would be a nice nod to his friend and rival Flint. His Heat Rotom would have moves like Charge Beam, Will-O-Wisp, and the big one, Overheat. And for his final Pokemon, it's going to be his Octillery, who isn't an electric type, but helps counter his immense weakness towards ground types. You see, for the gym leaders in this video, I'll be giving them all one Pokemon that covers their type specialty's weakness. And him actually having an Octillery on his Diamond and Pearl team made this choice so much easier. But that's it for Volkner's champion level Pokemon team. Now moving on to Snowpoint's very own princess, Candice. She keeps her ace Frostlass as well as her other powerhouse of Abomasnow. However, maybe swapping out the Focus Blast and Avalanche for Substitute and Blizzard. She evolves both her Weavile and Mamoswine, but keeps their movesets pretty much the same. Her newest addition to the team is a Glaceon, so all you Glaceon fans rejoice, for Candice is doing a pretty good job representing. It's got Blizzard, Mirror Coat, Double Team, and Signal Beam. And for her final Pokemon, it's her Meditite. However, there's another underlying reason why she has a Meditite to help cover her weaknesses, but we'll go more into that down the line. For now, all you gotta know is it's got the same moves as the Diamond Pearl version, and that's pretty much it for Candice's champion level Pokemon team. Next up is Byron, whose ace is still the big bad Bastodon. Just kidding, he's not bad. He's actually incredibly powerful with the move Curse instead of Iron Defense. That way it can slowly beef up its stats and become an intense battering ram. He's also keeping his Steelix with the Platinum moveset, and he's evolving his Bronzong and Magnezone as well as enhancing their movesets with stronger, more capable moves. The next addition to the squad is a Metagross, which is Byron's own attempt at mimicking Cynthia's own pseudo-legendary. And for his final Pokemon, he's got a Rhyperior, which 1 covers his fire type weakness with its ground type moves, and 2 reflects his bond with his son and fellow gym leader Roark and his affinity with rock types. But that's pretty much it for Byron's champion level team. Moving on to the ghastly diva herself, we've got Fantina and her ace Miss Magius. However, we're swapping the Magical Leaf for Energy Ball and Confuse Ray for Thunderbolt, giving her an extremely offensive moveset. Her Drifloon, Gengar, and newly evolved Dusknoir make it to the final team with slightly enhanced movesets, and she adds everyone's favorite little prankster Pokemon, Sableye. Other than it being a ghost type, I think the whole gems part of its design really complemented Fantina rather well, and her proximity to the whole Pokemon contest hall situation she has going on in Hearthome City. And for her final Pokemon, we're giving her a Primeape to help cover against dark types, and it also made the most sense considering it eventually evolves into a ghost type in Generation 9. But that's what I think Fantina's champion Pokemon team would look like. Off to crash her wake and his aquatic squad. Leading this team is none other than his ace Floatzel, replacing a couple moves with Ice Punch and Waterfall, making it fast and stronger than ever. He also keeps his Gyarados and Quagsire with slightly enhanced moves and adds 2 new water types being Gastrodon and Poliwrath. Gastrodon makes a lot of sense considering how close it is to Pastoria City, and I could definitely see Wake sparring with Poliwrath and working on like new wrestling moves. And for his final Pokemon, something to help counter his grass type weakness. And for that, I decided to give him a Toxicroak, since 1, it's pretty accessible being in the Great Marsh, and 2, it also complements Wake's more physical aspect. But that's my take on Crasher Wake's champion Pokemon team. Now, remember when we were talking about Candice? Well, she's actually really good friends with Maylene, the next champion, and it's important to know this before breaking down her team. Maylene keeps her ace Lucario and adds 3 new fighting types being Breloom, Machamp, and Gallade. However, she does still have her Meditite, which if you remember is Candice's own coverage Pokemon. So it got me thinking, how could I incorporate this into Maylene's team? Well, she has an overwhelming weakness to psychic types. And Candice has a Pokemon on her team that would greatly benefit Maylene's team. So for Maylene's final Pokemon, it's gotta be Weavile, with its dark type moves and speed to help get rid of those pesky psychic type Pokemon. But I think it's a little nice nod to the main story, and that's Maylene's champion level Pokemon team. With 2 more to go, we've got Gardenia. She keeps her Roserade, leveling up some of her moves like Energy Ball and Sludge Bomb. She also evolved her Torterra, which has become an incredible powerhouse on her team, but she does have 3 new grass-type Pokemon on her team to consider, and that's Carnivine, Leafeon, and the tanky Tangrowth. However, these 3 synergize really well. Her Carnivine knows the move Sunny Day, and her other 2 Pokemon's abilities get to take full advantage of this weather condition. As for her final Pokemon, I wanted to give her a Water type to cover her Fire type weakness, but no other Water type made as much sense as Ludicolo, who is also part grass, helping round out Gardenia's champion level Pokemon team. And last but not least, we've got Roark and his Rampardos, who's got moves like Stone Edge, Zen Headbutt, Earthquake, and Outrage, making it an extremely terrifying Pokemon. But he's also got a Sudowoodo with the ability Rock Head and the move Woodhammer, making it a great counter to water types. A Probopass with Stealth Rocks, a Golem with Curse and Gyro Ball, and his own pseudo-legendary Tyranitar, and his final Pokemon, and a nod to the relationship with his father and fellow gym leader Byron, a Steel Flying Skarmory, which also helps combat his grass-type weaknesses rather well. But that's pretty much it for Roark's champion level Pokemon team. But what do you guys think of these Sinnoh Pokemon champions? Which one do you think is the strongest, and which one would you change and why? Let me know in the comments down below, and be sure to check out these other videos to stay up to date with this series. Subscribe for more.